Thank you very much. So this is a proposal from my side. I never did COIL before, but I did my PhD and I had 10 years of experience in doing online courses. So, and this is a module that is running now for 4 years, almost 4 years, every semester. And there was a part that kind of fitted quite well with a 4 or 5 weeks possibility for a COIL. So I thought to do this proposal. On the side of this, anyway, I'm teaching also another module about natural language processing, for which I don't have a proposal now, but if there is anyone interested, please contact me, because I would love to see if there is possibility also there. But for the moment, I will present something that, from my point of view, could be already a potential proposal. So, yeah, just I love to make up logos. So I made my logo for my thing. And the idea is, this is an introductory module about data science. It's in the context of bachelor in computer science at our computer science department of HSLU Lucerne. And it's mandatory for a major that is data engineering. So here students typically arrive without having probably never seen anything about data science. So it starts really from what is data science, why we need to have defined as a field by itself. And that's what I generally do in the first lecture. And then what for me differentiates from other fields like business intelligence, like machine learning, that is the explorative nature of data science. So I introduce this in a pair of lectures. And what I want them to reach by semester week 5 is that they are able to take one small data set and they are able to do some exploratory analysis and telling what they found out about this data set. So this is what you see in the, okay, sorry, the camera is there, so I cannot go at the, so what you see here highlighted. So my proposal is, if someone is interested in doing this piece together, I will be open to discuss, obviously, to find alignment in terms of calendar. How it's run at the moment is I have videos on demand. So I have registered videos. So the, let's say, input interaction can be asynchronous. Then I generally do question and answer or tutoring in a synchronous way. This clearly depends where the partner are located, based on the calendar. All the material is available through our institutional learning management system. And what I want to reach by that point is the fact that every group, normally I working with a group of 4 students, they have to present their own prototype, a small prototype, and what that tells them about the data set that they had. Okay, so that's the proposal I have in mind. As you can understand, this is a module that is really do-it-yourself. So I provide you the basics, but you have to put your brain there and try to do things. Obviously, these are computer scientists or future computer scientists, so programming skills are given, but even this can be paired with someone that doesn't have programming skills, because my idea is to have this a little bit spiced up for our student, because they generally come up with very boring data set and very boring research question. So the pairing could be someone that is not computer scientist that will work more on which research question, what I want to analyze in the data, and the implementation, small implementation on the computer science side. So this is basically what it is. Yeah, this is the repository, and these are all the videos that I have. But basically, well, I was preparing for 2 minutes, as you can see. So I tried, but yes.
You might have some responses in the chat. I see some notifications. Maybe somebody's trying to reach you. Oh, maybe not.
Yes, so do we get the proposal after the meeting is the question. So not to me, but to the organization in this case.
But as you as authors are interested, then of course, but I have to check individually. If you say yes, then of course.
I don't have problem to share with everyone this. So again, I don't know how to run. For me, we can either discuss here if you have any question about it, or if instead you want to have a longer conversation, we can have, face-to-face individually. So.
Thank you very much for sharing that opportunity. Unfortunately, we're in a different field, so I don't think it's going to work, but I would be interested in knowing when you're thinking of cooperative partners, are you thinking of creating course material together for this COIL, or are you thinking of examining together, or
sorry, maybe I have a little bit minute more, so I will add small details about it. This is from my point of view. Currently, this is not an evaluated activities because this is just a building blocks. They have to deliver a group work at the end of the semester that is evaluated as half of the evaluation for the module. And they have to repeat in a larger scale what they did in these 4 weeks in which they built it up, these skills. So from my point of view, this is a kind of not evaluated activity currently. But again, I'm pretty open, so I'm a little bit bored of giving every semester the same things. So I would like, if there is someone interested, I would like really to discuss the content and tailor towards a real cooperation. So my understanding is that we don't come here to, it's not the marketing which we sell. This is my product. Who wants it? Who pays me back for it? It's really who would like to do something together to see what we can both gain out of it. That's my way of seeing it.
Perfectly.
Any other question?
great input?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So we didn't have any questions from the chat, an online participant? Apparently no. And Luca, you pointed out rightly, I think it's just to make yourself known as a potential COIL in a certain field. And maybe if you have some certain interest, like you said, this topics you are interested in, but it's not strict, it's not limited to that. Sure. And I think the only limitation is your schedule. You said you framed this 4 weeks in.
So again, this is a little bit having all, if we want to reuse the material already ready, I have video for all the input. That means that you have to decide how much synchronous interaction you want to have. So I have to tell you that also my student, when you provide them the video and they have half an hour, 3/4 of hour of video to see, they don't want to appear for another synchronous session generally. So I use also in parallel forum to have a synchronous interaction. But again, it's really to tailor based on what are the requirements. On our side, we are pretty free to decide what to do. And in particular, not being an evaluated activity directly in the final evaluation, that gives us the freedom to change it kind of more or less on the fly. So just in time, I would say.
So everyone knows now, the audience in presence, the audience online, that here's someone to a certain topic is really interested. And yeah, I think that's good enough. I mean, thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm asking here, among those participants here present, they also have COIL-offers that would like to be presented now. Would you like to follow up now? Yeah. Sure.
So it's the part on the dribbling one. So good afternoon, everyone. Also from my side, I'm presenting a COIL offer Parkman. That's Parkman and dribbling. It's this one. Just one up from where we were. One up. Yes, exactly. And so this idea that a colleague of mine from HSLU Darmstadt, Faculty Department of Social Sciences, and she's a media psychologist, Katrin Döveling, and I'm basically an ecologist turned social scientist. And so we're both teaching in the Faculty of Social Sciences. And so we offer like a general education course. Welcome back to my channel, the collaborative online international learning module on social media content generation. So basically, the idea is that we provide a mix of background, media, communication science, empirical social sciences, some theoretical conceptual background of what happens if you produce social media content with maybe principles of utilization, of evaluation, of impact. So that will be one part of the course. Suitable, so beginner's level, suitable for anyone interested in also going, but not just doing hands-on course, but also having a little bit of a theoretical conceptual background. And the other half of the course will be groups, internationally mixed groups of students who actually produce social media content. And our idea is that the topics would be, for example, cultural differences, right? So pretty much some of the stuff that we talked about here. How does school look like in our place? How is our behavior as young people towards our grandparents? What's the shopping experience like? So if you watch these popular YouTube videos about culture shocks, right? It's this type of stuff that many students can relate to, and that they can bring and share the experiences from their own background and share that in that group. And so they sit together in these groups and say, okay, let's do one of these cultural shock or comparison videos by ourselves. That they choose the topic, what they think they are interested in. But it could also be something of mutual interest: sports, music, the movies, some other internet phenomenon. And they agree on the topic and make, well, a small YouTube video on it, or TikTok stuff, I don't know. During these activities, they would be coached, not necessarily by myself, but by some of our advanced students who already have their own startup, who have a large following, who are really into that trade, right? So we from the teacher side, we give the conceptual media communication psychology background, and then we have these tutored or mentored hands-on activities. And we think this may fit quite nicely into many general education requirements across the globe. And we have a beautiful cultural exchange components just engineered into it, right? I mean, so it wouldn't be an additional component to the course, because the different perceptions on one of these issues are simply what we do in this course. This is one of the options that we came up with, one that we really like to implement. And the course will be in English. And in particular, I'd like to invite everyone, but our US and Coventry partners with whom we have a very bad reciprocity balance. So this is meant to lure some of your students into this course. So everything is provided. Still, some communication with the teachers would be nice, but not strictly necessary. But I have many other ideas what you could do. So I'm open to other suggestions as well.
I have a question, even though not from the US. I'm not from the US, but yeah, but you are thinking about synchronous sessions, right? As well.
Yes, I think we will also do some videos, some of the lecture type input. I guess we also tape and provide as videos on demand. But the collaborative sessions we would principally envision as being synchronous. So we meet in a Zoom room, briefly talk about the progress, and then go into breakout rooms, and the teachers and the mentors what this is done.
Perfect. At what time do your sessions take place?
We can negotiate that, but with North America and South America it will work.
Yes, because sometimes if it's at 8:30 for you, it will be like at 4:30 for us. So
Yeah, but I know that the Americans will work. We will work that out.
perfect. Okay.
Thank you. I didn't see any questions from the chat. So are there any more questions from the audience here? No?
I just want to clarify, you do want Purdue or you don't?
No, I do.
I wanted to make sure, because the wheels are turning already. So.
We haven't sent a student to yours up to this point, but if we accumulate some goodwill with this course, maybe you're opening a spot for us.
Yeah, what's your email?
Jan.barkman@h-da.de.
Wow. Jan.Bartman, like
Yeah.
that, Bartman.
Dot at H
Okay.
minus DE, DA dot DE.
perfect.
Is it not shown on your template?
No, we just asked for the name here. I was too obedient. As an exception to the rule.
Yeah, thank you. And I would like to ask my colleague Arturo to present his. You have 2 uploads, but there's only one.
Only one, the second one.
The version 2.
Sorry. One I came this morning when I realized I had to.
Okay. Version 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Also, good afternoon from my side. This is the first time I prepare an offer for a COIL. I'm not sure if it's fitted what I'm going to present here. But my module is very international, and we approach the global aspect of energy trading. I set up the framework between the 2 questions of society related to energy. Is energy a right or a tradable good? And the other question is, do markets work better than policy and regulation? Nowadays, in the midst of this energy crisis, we feel these 2 questions every day in the news, every day in our politicians talking around, even more actual than when we originally designed the module. We start by setting the stage of energy, the development of energy for society, to generate welfare for society and progress. Then we continue by learning the handicraft of trading. How is energy being traded as a commodity, gray energy, commodity? And then we go over on trading qualities of energy. How do you trade PV? How do you trade renewable energies as opposed to conventional energy? And then we move over to the policies around the world, and we make a global analysis on what policies are being set out there and what piano of policies the governments and the societies start trying to promote renewable energies to follow the goal that we have set ourselves to reduce the CO2 emissions of our energy world. At the end of the module, and I don't know if it'll be suitable for the length of the module, depending, I think I can redesign it to 10 weeks. Maybe we can discuss less, or maybe the full 14 weeks. We usually end the module with 2 days of a conference where the students prepare their module in the way that ETH designs it. Someone prepares a material, brings it to the room, and then prompts a discussion in class, trying to learn from global experience. That's how we call the last conference, the last 2 days, where the students present their material and we discuss it, trying to learn from other experiences.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay.
Are you welcoming interdisciplinary courses, say, for example, from School of Business, or say from a sociological perspective as well, potentially?
Not yet, but we have opened it for business engineering. So we have energy systems, renewable energy systems engineering. That's the main course. We have now opened it for business engineers. And for sure, there is some material we discussed, for instance, the economies of public goods as opposed to private goods, which is very important. It's critical in commercializing renewable energies. So it's very broad, and addressing the discussion point at the beginning, attitude. I don't want to change the attitude of my students. I want them to get a critical attitude toward what I say to challenge what I say, to learn something, and immediately challenge what they have learned, to unlearn it fast, so that they can relearn it again in a different way.
Yeah, many thanks, Weil, for your presentation. I'm just following the question of Andrea, because at Darmstadt we have a study program which is called energy economy. So it's not not engineering, but really, going on this level about, what do we do, what kind, of business model could we do. So I would definitely put this this offer to this department, if it's okay for you, that they will be addressing students which not compulsory having engineering background. Some of them at the master level, they do have a first engineering degree, but some of them are they're only focusing their courses on energy and energy markets. So that sounds very good.
It's a nice point. It's interesting to see how the setup has been developed. There is a lot of competition out there. It's MIT, Harvard, Yale University, St. Gallen. They have similar modules. And just take the example, I also give some lessons once in a while in Zurich, Fachhochschule. Zurich Fachhochschule. They established this module in the School of Economy.
Yeah.
And
exactly,
here
that's what
in
we need.
Lucerne, we established it in the School of Engineering.
Exactly.
So it's broad.
Sounds good.
It could be here or there.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Maybe is there any question from the
Sorry.
Is there any? Is it possible to present next? So I think you're done. Yeah. Dankeschön. Yeah, of course. Which file shall we open for you?
It should be something with Kavan Azemi from Darmstadt.
This.
Did you upload onto this switch drive folder? Because
I just sent it. I just sent it to our international office. If it's not there, it's okay. I can talk. Just give a shot.
do you see it on the list here?
It's not on the list.
It's not
It's not on the list. Are you short in time, or would we like to ask Annabelle to upload, or would you be able to present like this?
I have to leave in 15 minutes, so it's.
Well, in that case,
I've got it.
you got it?
Yeah.
Maybe you
Shall
upload.
it
Can you upload to the folder?
Sorry for that. I didn't want to do that. Really.
Days ago, in which was a link was shared.
Annabelle is trying. Give her 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, I just need to find the link where to have to upload.
To share the screen, screen.
Where is it?
If you have it, Annabelle, we can have you share the screen.
Upload COIL-offer. So here. Is it?
Or if you can write the cover, he can share it from his screen.
Would you be able to share from your screen?
I'm searching for it. No, that's I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, then. I'm sorry, but I think that is the easiest.
No
way.
problem. I'm gonna send you that, or Annabelle gonna send you that. It's absolutely no problem. I'm trying to share it with you. It's the proposal. That's the one. Okay.
Yes, works. Thank you.
It works. That's great. That's great. I'm sorry for that. My name is Kavan Azemi. I'm a professor of human computer interaction and visual analytics at the Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences. And I just proposed something pretty similar to that, what Lucas said or proposed. It's a course about information visualization, particularly about only information visualization without any kind of data analytics or data science. So the main ambition was here to have a kind of a holistic course that could be that the different students from different areas could work on that. For example, we have right now we have several problem-based tasks that you can solve, or the students can solve in this course of design tasks, but all those are problem-based. So the first step is to define a problem, and then to create either a design or a literature review, or implement such an information visualization application. That's the main aspects of the course. It's a master course in information science, and right now it's from April to end of September, but it can be changed. It is given commonly in both languages here in Germany, because we don't have any English-speaking partners, and it's my first COIL too, so I have never have been in a COIL program. It would be a great experience to have that. A different aspect, all the aspects of information visualization are considered here, particularly from the human-centric view, or from the perception, cognition, and how we are processing information. And it would be great to combine it with something either technical or some problems that are giving, for example, climate. We had some applications with climate too, and some results. I don't want to show it because of the short time, but we had already implementation, for example, showing the correlations between mobility behavior and climate, just as an example. So that was me in 1 minute. I'm open for any questions if you have any.
Are there any questions? Luca? Is it?
Yeah, so, yeah, okay, you cannot see me, but it's still Luca speaking.
Yeah, hello, Luca.
So, so obviously I don't cover in details because I have to do in basically 1 week the subject of how to represent information, but maybe we can align ourselves and see what there is in common in these two modules and see if we can do something together. Obviously, my module it's in English natively. Yeah. So, but I think it would make sense. So if you would like, I can send you my current slides for that part, and then we can talk online once and see maybe we can do something together.
Yeah, just to mention that I'm teaching applied artificial intelligence, for example, too. I'm teaching visual analytics too. That is combining. That is similar to that model that I saw from you. That is combining machine learning methods or NLP methods with interactive visualizations. But this course was more like perception, user-centered design, and I have a user-centered design too. But yes, of course, we can combine it, and we can make an entire new course out of it.
Yeah,
I think that would be great. And if anybody else is interested too, there is my email address. And what I would like to mention too is that we are organizing commonly in UK the international conference information visualization, and this year it would be, or next year. This year it was in Vienna, and next year it would be in Finland. And some of the student works are published there too. So, for example, very good works from a group of students could be published. We have the opportunity to do research in this area together, but just partners from COIL, combining research-based learning, problem-based learning, and so on. And I think there should be some face-to-face meetings or some kind of meetings. I'm very sorry to not be there. I wanted to be there, but I couldn't because of another meeting that I have in 8 minutes, and that's the reason why I have to leave. I'm awaiting just to be contacted, and I would be very happy to have the opportunity to collaborate with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So Annabelle, shall we stay with the contributions from Darmstadt?
I suggest so, yeah.
Could you end sharing your screen?
I already done.
Okay, you're done. Okay. Then the file explorer again. So we have your colleague. Are you here? Are you in the online session?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, it's not me.
Tillman. Okay, Tillman is where I saw him. Okay,
You can please take the PDF and it's more presentable than the rest. Okay, perfect.
Would you like to share your screen and go?
You can also share mine, so I can, but it's also okay. But just for you can also switch forward when I say it.
Okay, then. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to start because time is short. Just what I'm offering or what I'm thinking about is more an offer of kind of a framework that is quite open still, and it's kind of offers a lot of possibilities to link into different subjects of the field of animation and game, which is kind of the program I'm representing here. It's an English program, so actually for every English speaking program, it's no problem to join whatsoever. It's very interdisciplinary as a field of animation and games anyway, as we have kind of artistic as well as computer science, programming, technical setup parts that we can do. We're a very international program, so we already have normally around, I would say, each year about 5 to 10 international students in our program, as well as a lot of incomings. We also want to foster actually our outcoming students, and that's kind of a recent COIL is a good chance actually to make your first swimming exercises in international water. So actually that you might decide to go to any school afterwards. And of course, it's also already very intercultural because actually all of our students coming from the international coming from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, and often bring that also in their project, in their ideas, the stories they are telling, the games they are doing around the theme, also a lot related to international and different cultures. For our teaching methods, we are highly project-based learning, which also is quite good for COIL, I think, and also approach is really team-based. So we our students are used to work in a team and not individually. Okay, now we can switch to the next, please. Yeah. Okay, so actually what the linking points would be, the connection points, we have electives in these 4 areas, which are kind of more or less just templates in this area, where it's easy to drop in with a subject that might be interesting for partner schools and partner programs. Mainly are the you see here, which is on one side the programming side, but also the design side, as in animation and in game design, and also a little bit kind of game studies and theory on the methodology side. Next slide, please. Yeah, here's just kind of one example of electives that are available in this semester. And you see just all possibilities are there. And actually they could be opened, or my idea would be to see, okay, in this area, what can we develop together with another school, with another program? As that you see just a few examples here. And if you switch further, one slide, please. Yeah, so actually the idea is that our schedule is really quite flexible. So we have these electives, they can be blocked into 1 week, they can divide it over 4 weeks. As we heard before, actually 4 weeks might be a good area, good time space for an elective. Yeah, of course, actually we can have 4 days. It's kind of the electives in our time should have around contact 4 days in total for the whole course. And my idea would be to have, of course, inputs and case studies from both sides. So actually that we can look at the subjects from 2 different points of view. Yeah, and actually that was actually include a little bit of project work on the students that would then work kind of more independently, self-organized, and we might have presentations or kind of an exhibition in the end, whatever works. Yeah, so the idea is, as you see, one teacher should be from in each side, and we imagine, or we have good experience with around 20 students in these courses. Yeah, and to see actually they should work in small teams, self-organized, creating a presentation, creating a short project, whatever. Yeah, normally actually we work with Zoom and Miro. Yeah, it might also be in future to use VR stuff to work with and to meta workrooms or whatever might happen, which might be interesting to go with that. Yeah, okay, you see my contact address here, and maybe go one slide further on. Yeah, so what could be activities on top? What I think of actually to connect is just could be game jams. We have talked about hackathons. Maybe also could be possible to have virtual exhibitions via Discord, so students can meet and play, where we have quite good experiences, which we did while the pandemic. Yeah, it would be possible actually maybe also for connecting further on, or man could have the presentation in the end together and connect that to visiting a conference. We have a big conference, FMX, which is a kind of small SIGGRAPH, which is happening in Stuttgart each year. It's a very international, so actually could be might be combined in that actually people want to travel and students. Yeah, and also international anime festival is there. We could try actually in collaboration to have user tests on each side. So it's very important for people creating games to use user tests, which is a big part in our design process. And if that could be also shared with other programs and with other students, that would be really interesting. And of course, we can do research questions and work on them together. So, okay, next slide, and then I'm finished. Yeah, so swipe right, please. And if there are any questions, you're welcome. Yeah, and also if no from the design department, probably would be no one there, but it would be really nice if you could just connect and carry this idea into your institution, and just that might be yeah, we might foster connections in this area and work together on creating kind of these modules.
Thank you very much. So I take it that you also agree to have us share your proposal.
Yeah, you can share both, and the other one is a little bit more academic.
Okay, I have just written to him directly in the chat that we have people doing stuff like that at our IT department. So I will put that forward to probably Richard Wetzel or somebody like that who might be interested in doing something like that to see their options.
It'd be nice if you put me also in CC. So actually, maybe it's sometimes you have to ask twice.
Exactly.
Are there any questions from the online? No, from the chat. There's no one. No. Okay. Well,
there's have a nice time in Lucerne.
Thank you very much. And I think there's one further contribution from Darmstadt, if I see correct. But is this colleague online still? No.
Well,
yeah,
it was very spontaneous decision because I did not offer my proposal. I don't have anything yet. It's just first step to find somebody or just to start to try. Should I come?
Yeah, well, then the audience can see. I think it would be perfect. Yeah.
There is one document, which is the HALHAT operation research. That's
Which one is it?
The third
HALHAT
one.
operation.
The third one.
The third one, yeah.
Yeah.
So. Okay, but if it's okay. Okay, my name is Julia. I'm coming from Applied University of Darmstadt Applied University of Science. Darmstadt Applied University and the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences. And my special topic is operations research. And usually we do some sort of standard stuff like introduction and history and some very bright topics. We're learning some methods and which covers integer programming, linear programming, graph theory. And special about this course that we are not only offer lectures, that we are also learning some algebraical modeling languages. And in addition to lecture, I have also some sort of computer practice, which is based on hand-on experiments. Actually, I'm very open on this subject and looking for any sort of collaborations. And today's just the first try or the first step to find some partner or other teacher. So somebody told us started small, but that we are just develop joint activities or materials in this course. And actually, I don't have any constraints besides that we have to stay within this big area of operations research, which is also already interdisciplinary. It's in some university, it takes place in mathematical faculty, computer sciences, or business schools. So I'm here, my email address, I can also send the organizer or right here on the table, on the desk. And I'm very glad to have any contacts.
Yeah, thanks.
We're still around. So I think you'll refresh because I sorted some of the
Stefan.
Yeah, Oliver.
This is Oliver.
Yeah.
I'm back. I was just at a different call, sorry. I could shortly present the offer on corporate performance management. And then a second one. I have two from a colleague. He couldn't be here this afternoon. It's in the, yes, third from below. That one here. That would be great. He couldn't be here, so I said I would do that quickly for him. It's an offer on corporate performance management, and it is in business administration. Just gonna turn on my camera that you might see me. And it is a course for master students that has been running many years, with a lot of experience. And Michael Blankenagel, he would like to open it for a COIL. He's really interested to do that. It would be his first COIL, but he's really experienced specifically with that module, but with all other aspects on financial management. If you would scroll down a little bit, please. It's a course where you need some knowledge on financial management and accounting, because you're going to be solving, the students will be solving a complex case in groups. And of course, then we would do it in international groups by applying advanced financial management concepts and tools. It is in the fall semester, and the timing that he put up here is Tuesday. I mean, that's the planning right now, but it can be adjusted. Because mostly the groups work just in groups, so they can set up their times when they want to do it. And just get in touch with Michael and discuss that with him if you would be interested. The course is in English, and if you scroll down a little bit, you have some more information. Of course, doing that with a partner, an international partner, he would also integrate the intercultural communication awareness, and of course, the specific discipline focuses on management accounting and also critical thinking and problem solving. So that's it in short. Any questions about that?
There's a question, yes, indeed.
There's not a question. I had a contact from one of my lecturers from the business department, and she wanted to do something on advanced digital finance. So I think we have something like a match here. I will let her know about
yes,
this.
That's great.
Let's forward her the information. So it sounds very good.
Perfect. Just bring them. Let's bring them together. It's in English.
Yeah, our course is not in English, but that's
Yes.
why I'm here, just to promote more
Good.
English
I mean,
classes
we
in my
have,
institution, so
he has,
she will have to switch.
yeah. He sent me a whole list. He has other courses also in German. So he would be quite flexible. I mean, he's not going to do more than one next year, putting it up to COIL. Yeah, we could even discuss that. So
Yeah.
that's the first one. And then if that would be great. And I think, Stefan, we're going to share anyway the emails from all the participants if everybody is interested. I would suggest that we turn it around, that if people don't want their emails to be shared, they should contact us. That would be my suggestion. Otherwise, we could just produce a list and at least of those that offer us a COIL, and then we can get in touch with each other. The next one is this one. Yes, the offer fall. And this is specifically on controlling, and he is running that course for business administration students, bachelor students, and business psychology, also at the Lucerne School of Business. It is an introduction to management accounting, and it is already now a simulation, a management simulation. So that as well is time independent, because you play rounds in that simulation, management simulation, and the project teams, they can organize themselves. They just have tasks and decisions to take, and then they come back and get feedback, coaching, etc., and inputs. So this is really a nice module with simulation integrated, management simulation. And if you scroll down, you're gonna see as well here, we have students in their second and third semester. So on a bachelor level, that you should know a little bit, something about financial accounting, but not that deeply. So it is a balance of synchronous video conferencing and also asynchronous communication and group work. And there, earlier in the morning, somebody was talking about assessing and grading, or also in the afternoon, different competencies. And we think this wouldn't be a problem, because we would grade our students, and the partner participating in that COIL would grade their students, your students. So of course we would come up with a common, with a joint metrics, but that shouldn't be a problem. We have done that before with other partners in COILs, that each respective partner has then also their standards of grading, and we didn't have any problem with that so far. So this course is in German, and just to show that there are various options with Michael. So if somebody is interested in financial management, accounting, get in touch with Michael. Any questions?
Looking to the audience, apparently no, and also from the chat. There's no question related to your offer. Oliver, thank you for presenting.
Thank you.
Then I think Fabian, do you hear me?
Yes, I do hear you all right.
Okay, Fabian, are you prepared to present your COIL, or shall I open the file on my side?
Yeah, I can open it on your side.
Okay.
Thanks.
This is the whole batch COIL-offers, the second one. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. And you need to scroll through. This is about the Medical Journal Club, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's the last on the list, I believe.
Oops. Oh, goodness.
Scroll. Can you
No,
scroll?
oh, scroll, yeah. Okay.
It should be the last.
That's great.
We have.
You see the mountain and you hear the.
Yeah, okay.
That's great.
We don't even pay attention. We are so used.
Did you hear the seagulls?
The seagulls.
Like you just turn, you see the mountain and you hear the seagulls.
So
For us, it's not, yeah, exactly. For us, it's so normal.
Sorry.
But that's when I
It's
don't.
actually a nice thing.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
So Fabian, there's heavy matchmaking going on right now, but still to give you the opportunity to present your COIL offer for the Medical Journal Club. So you tell us what to do. I think we can scroll. Right. So
yeah, just scroll down so we can actually see the table. I think that's, yeah. Thank you very much. That's it. All right. So let me quickly change the screens. So here I am. All right, the Medical Journal Club is about literally a journal club, which is an expert instrument for doctors and medical engineers to kind of communicate among each others and find out what and how of the published information can be implemented in our daily practice. And we're trying to train our students to kind of get to know the formalisms on how information is published and how they can quickly browse through many papers in practically a very short amount of time, because the formalisms actually allow for this type of activity that is beneficial to each company or laboratory or clinics that works in the domain. And since our students are not the experts in the field, we emphasize two sides of it. For one, Frank, who just presented the language part a couple of minutes ago, well, half an hour ago, is part of this. And he's actually teaching presentation skills, he's teaching language, he's teaching posture, everything that you need to know when you present something to executives, for instance, or to peers. And what I'm teaching is how we actually process information for publication, how we fix everything, how we write everything up so they can actually grasp why things are published in a certain way. Now, this instrument is designed to be an online instrument somehow, because most of the times the expert panels are distributed among countries, among continents, and you want to come together, and you can't do that by today's technology. So where before you had your journal club within your groups or institutes or whatnot, now you can have it internationally. So this is actually literally made for COIL activity as we have it. If anybody's interested, just bring it on. Thank you.
Any immediate response right now? We're also checking the chat, but it's not related to yours. So Fabian, thanks. Are you also fine with sharing your document with the community, including your email address?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Super. Then, Annabelle, we have a colleague of yours who has also prepared something, uploaded.
And it is not here.
And the second one.
Yeah. But he isn't here because I'm, you know.
Shall we? What shall we do? Would you like to read it?
Online. No, I don't think I need to read it. You know, it's basically if we just share all the emails plus all this paper to all people who have been participating, then they can exchange, because obviously yeah, you know, you have the people involved in these 3 classes, you have the name and the email, and you have a first information about, you know, what we are looking for. So I think it's quite easy. I would be happy if every one of you from GPA to Chile to whatever, just bringing that to the home institution and distribute it to the department that might be interesting, and then to come back to us if there is any, or directly to the lecturer if there is any interest or not.
Fine for this, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be great. Yeah.
There's another one, a last one from your institution, which looks like a bit incomplete. It's a Word document. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be a submission. The one animation game draft. This one.
That's actually from Tillman. That was Tillman.
This one, so this one is version 0 or
Just a
something.
little bit more academic background there, so.
Okay. So we can move this into the presented folder. And then Stan, can you hear me? Stan from Holland?
Yes. Hello,
Okay.
good morning.
Hi, Stan. I would like to invite you to present your proposal. We shall start this presentation. Give us a second. This will be this coin. Yeah. Yeah, so Stan, please go ahead and present
Yes.
your ideas.
I will be short and concise, taking into account the challenges of the time. I will try to make myself in 2 minutes. We are a part of the DISCO project. We are privileged to work with Lucerne on development, innovation, sustainable cooperation opportunities. We would like to co-create and develop innovation and entrepreneurship development courses provided in the frame of DISCO project, which is European Union Climate Kick sponsored project. We will work for 2 years. If I may ask for additional slide, next slide. We are developing Polish, Swiss, Ukrainian, Norwegian cooperation in area of innovation and entrepreneurship of higher education institutions. We provide training and mentoring of students, faculty staff, and administration. We support startups and scale-ups through advisory service and support. So that's what we are doing throughout the 2 years of the project implementation. And we are very interested to invite you to cooperation. And let me ask you for the first slide. The next. So we would like to invite you to DISCO, to participatory observation and co-creation of the innovation and entrepreneurship training, mentoring and startup and international cooperation. Valorization, scaling up and the replication of DISCO training concept and approach. And we have some ideas we are open to share and discuss, including digital innovation, sustainable mobility, and global business services. And we are more than happy to development of the new teaching materials using COIL, a very impressive way of working together online. And we can both contribute and learn from your insight. So I try to be very concise, and I'm open for your input, questions, observation, and ideas.
Thanks, Stan. So you should have seen the audience reacting to DISCO. It's not as it may sound, but it's a development of innovative, sustainable cooperation options. Okay. So that is the framework, and actually it's a very strategically important project for our school, with the partners from Poland, Norwegia, Ukraine, and Portugal. And we see COILs as an opportunity to have our students and staff join on the development of innovation higher education institutes, as broad as it is. Curriculum, with continuous education, and so on. So it's about those methodologies to develop structures and not so much content only. So it has started just now. I think, Stan, correct me if I'm wrong, we received the agreement from the EU just last week, right?
Yes, indeed. It's very new approach, very open approach, but we have ambitious aims, and we are happy to have Ukrainian partner. So it's also this impact on the current challenges where we can also include Ukrainian students and faculty members into further development of the online cooperation in this tough time.
Yeah, and to give the audience an idea what's happening already, there is a workshop next week, I believe, in Ukraine,
Yes.
inviting all participants who would like to help Ukrainian people to rebuild their country. And this is a contribution in the framework of the project. And it's like a virtual conference for 2 days, I believe, with some input from our school. But COILs could also be a kind of format to give inputs. But maybe you can introduce or explain what the workshop next week is, so that we can see what kind of cooperation is ongoing already.
Sure. In 2 days, I'm going to Lviv. We are planning to present DISCO project to Lviv Polytechnic National University and other universities in Lviv region and beyond. We are planning to discuss the way how innovation, how young people, how faculty staff, how administrative staff may contribute to new ideas of development of the joint initiatives, but also to train, to set up a framework, intellectual framework for further discussion, how we can work together, cooperate online and on site. We are constrained by the security measures, so I don't invite you to Lviv, but for sure you are more than welcome to consider participation in those efforts online.
Thank you, Stan. And you're also happy with us sharing your slides with the participants of the workshop.
I will be happy to share this and develop this initiative further, having your input, having your ideas and comments, which is for the next 2 years will be developed and hopefully scale up and replicated.
Thank you again, Stan.
Thank you very much.
So I'm asking the online audience, Natalie and Scott and Stephen. Would you like to present something? Shall I present on your behalf? Are you still with us?
Hello, Stefan.
Yeah, Natalie, hi.
Yes, when you said Natalie, I don't know if you were referring to me.
Yes.
Might be a lot of Natalie.
Natalie.
No, I wasn't planning in presenting. No, you know, I have to say I describe myself as an incorruptible, optimistic person, but being so disciplinary, my course, I didn't have the hope in this small group to find a partner. Because it's so related to architecture, it's so specific. So I think it's not worth it on my side.
Anyone interested in architecture? Yes, so there is someone interested in architecture, which is actually...
I don't know if my department would be interested, but I'm definitively. So we have a department of architecture. I would be happy to share.
Okay, so Natalie, if you don't mind, I could actually open up the COIL offer that we have once presented, and then maybe you could explain in a few sentences.
Sure, yeah.
Stefan, maybe also sharing it with your Department of Architecture also. Maybe there's somebody there who'd be interested.
Unfortunately, there's no one there.
Oh, okay.
The last one again.
This one.
Yeah, this is the compiled version, and then we need to scroll to her. I think in the middle, the number 6. No, you have to scroll in the document.
Okay.
Or if
Give us a minute until we have your document located in our existing. Yeah, should be, yes. Oh, next one.
Okay.
Yes. Natalie, you remember this template?
Yes, sure, of course. I remember, but you know, as architects, we are graphical persons. I think it's much more, it could be much more exciting if I share a document which I have prepared for the COIL. May I share my screen?
Of course, you can share your screen. Yeah.
It doesn't follow the template. It's just more graphical to somehow try to seduce people who may have interest. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, we see it. Thank you.
Well, there are 25 slides, but I'll go quick as a lightning because I know it's not the frame for giving long explanations. This is just to explain. I'm professor for architecture and my course is 3 ECTS at the University of Lucerne, and it's concerning transformations of existing infrastructure. We just in the design course, we make a design for a building which already exists to transform, to refurbish. And the course I'm presenting now is just a theoretical course, which gives the theoretic background for the design course. So it's trying to gather information about transformation of existing buildings. You see it's separated in different blocks. Each block would yield one chapter of a book which the students are producing themselves. So the idea is to divide the semester in different subjects, themes. Related to that theme, there's an exercise, and that exercise actually, almost without knowing, is one of the chapters of the books the students are producing themselves. So if we look at the first block, it's about stances of intervention. We read text. We have a text seminar about 11 different stances, approaches to intervention, and the students have to resume the content of that text seminar and produced a model, a very theoretical, abstract model, which exemplifies that strategy. So that would be the first chapter of the book. Then we go to the second part of the semester, and that is called Reveries of Experimental Intervention. It's about making intervention in a historical building, but in a very abstract level still. So they are using existing projects, classical masterpieces of architecture, and they make a theoretical abstract intervention. Then the next chapter, we go to an excursion. We gradually come near to reality. So that excursion is to a building which has been successfully refurbished by architects. And that the information they gather in that excursion, they are also going to include in the next chapter, chapter 3. And then the last block, it's about detail, and that is in their own design studio. They have to produce a project. And in this last part of the semester, we coach the students to develop their construction detail, which is going to have an expression in the architecture. That is the fourth semester. The fourth block of the semester, and final chapter, their own production. That's all.
Thank you.
It would be nice, of course, to find intersections with people dealing with a similar project who would like to somehow intersect at some points of the semester, make some exercises together.
So you're looking for architectural counterparts, right? It's not open to engineering or...
No, it's very architectural because it's supporting their own design. Yeah,
okay.
Very architecture oriented. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to upload this presentation onto the COIL-offer folder for me to share with the community?
Yes, of course, for sure. Okay. I mean, it's open to the world.
Are there any questions? I mean,
not engineers. Well, engineers are people.
You can distribute to anyone, but yeah.
Anyway, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't know right now if we have any focus on this kind of topic in refurbishing existing building, but as mentioned earlier, we don't look for a complete match of topics. I will certainly suggest to my faculty of architecture. We have there's also inner architecture, so it's both sides. So that might be appealing to them. So
thank you so much.
Yes.
So we have some responses from Purdue who are intending to share with their colleagues.
We're actually going to pitch it to our colleagues at Dublin.
Dublin? Oh yeah, we have colleagues from Dublin who will be forwarding this idea, and Annabelle is from Hochschule Darmstadt, I think Hochschule Darmstadt is one of the largest universities of applied sciences and arts, or applied sciences only, or and
Applied
arts
sciences
only in Germany. So they have a lot of students. So Natalie, thank you again.
Thanks for your efforts. Thank you so much.
So I think we are at the end of the presentation of the COIL-offers, and I think this was an interesting session. For me, it is very important to learn what is the best way to pitch, to make yourself known with ideas. We have tried the template, we have tried this session. What I can see is that there's already some interaction going on.